Hello, welcome to Post TV from NAB. We're here with True Blood editor Louise and assistant editor Charles Bunn, and right now they're working on Avid Media Composer. Can you guys tell me a little bit about the system that you use?
Yeah, we're working on the 4.5 version right now, Unity, and there's 3 editors, 3 assistants. It's all connected in. Yeah.
I know that Avid just came out with a 5.5 and that you guys got a little bit of a look at it. Is it something that you think that you might upgrade to at some point?
Oh, definitely. That'd be great. They showed us a little bit about it recently, just to get us up to speed. And one of the things I thought was really cool was the it's like the voice. What was it? What was the actual term for it, Louise?
Phrase find.
Yeah. It's fantastic. And basically, with that, you could just type in, any kind of phrase. One of your actors might say something like, for instance, our show, "Come here, Sookie," and so sure enough, the Avid would just scroll through all the media and just find all the different moments where the actor would say the line, and to me that was really cool. It's almost kind of, I don't know, it sounds kind of dorky, but it sounds kind of magical. It's like, how does it do that? So I thought it was really cool that they showed us that there in Burbank.
I think anything that saves time is magical and definitely. Not dorky in any way.
That's what I was saying, but it was very, very cool. It was just like, wow, how does it even do that?
Yeah.
So it's just amazing, just the little things like that keep coming up with each different version of the software and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. And what do you think, Louise?
Oh, absolutely. They're always including the editor in the process too. They're finding out what we'd like too. So I think it's like anything they come up with is great. And that was a particular thing that stood out for us.
Okay, well, I know what's kind of interesting on your show is that you guys get involved very early in the process. Can you discuss that a bit?
Yes, it really, as I've said before, really comes down from the top. HBO is such a great place to work, and then they really trust Alan Ball, our producer, and he really trusts everyone that he's brought in. So we're brought into the concept meeting and the production meeting and the table read, and we can have input in that if we need to with the director or with anyone about what may be coming our way too. If it's a visual effect, we could have a suggestion with the visual effects supervisor. It just really makes it feel very inclusive and really family style, and it really means, because you feel so trusted, you really want to give your best, and you really feel like you can fly with things. It's great.
Is that out of the ordinary? Have you ever been involved that early on another show?
Not actually. I know I've been to some table read, I couldn't remember which show on, but not for all those meetings, no. It does feel out of the ordinary to me. I don't know if it's an HBO habit or if it's an Alan Ball habit, but it definitely comes from him, though. I feel like that he really wants everyone around, just to make everyone's on the same page.
Well, the show has a very distinctive look, and you guys are involved in that a lot. So can you talk about some of the I know you guys, there's fast cuts, there's speeding up. I know that the color is set in the finish, but I know that sometimes you guys do have a role in that. Can you talk about that?
Yes, I work very much in partnership with Charles. I really like my assistant to be my partner, and so I'm really worrying more about the structure of the film first off, the scene, and so if there's a vamp speed involved, the vampires obviously move fast anytime they're aggressive or need to get somewhere. I'll just ask Charles, can he vamp it up for me, and he uses the time warp and blurs and animats, and he'll go through and give a... You talk about it, Charles.
Well, yeah, pretty much what Louise was saying, but we'll get a concept of what the visual effects is supposed to be like, through storyboards and through the production meetings, as we talked about. And so we take the shot, we'll do like a time warp effect on it, so the vampire can move from point A to point B very quickly, rapidly, as Louise was saying. And also with that, we're like, well, if he moves really fast, we gotta blur him a little bit. So then we'll add a little bit of a blur effect to it too. And then we're like, well, if we got the blur of that, we can't blur the whole shot. So then we use the animat and cut out the vampire and just blur out the background. And it's a lot of fun. So you have multiple layers on the timeline. And with that being said, we could just keep adding multiple more layers, and we add more effects to it. And more tweaking here and there. And And at the end of the day, we have maybe 3 or 4, who knows how many different little versions of one visual effect. And in the cutting room, we'll get with the writers and the director and kind of work through that and pick something we like, and we hand it off to our visual effects company, and they do a really good cleanup on it and make it their own as well. So they bring something else to the table. So it's a great process.
It's actually funny. From season 2 to 3, we decided that somehow the vampires weren't moving. We wanted them to move faster. So
I'm going to ask you to hold this.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up some questions.
Sure, yeah, so even actually I came up with, in particular, I like to jump cut them a lot, so the producers don't even know that I've done that, just taking out frames here and there. Well, I'm told, I don't know if they've really taken it in, but it's like, but taking out frames here and there to make them speed up faster. And also, one other thing that we particularly do is, Charles and I do anyway, is sometimes we play the shots on the vampires in reverse just to make them look more heightened, more animalistic and not as human in there. Every now and then it doesn't always work, but it's pretty cool when it does work because you just go, huh? And, you know, something's happened but you're not sure what.
Okay. What are some of the particular challenges that you have to, just anything from a recent episode that you could discuss?
I think with me, I am someone who loves a lot of cuts. I'll try and fit in a multitude of cuts. So, because I like to have everybody's reaction, usually the eye reactions to everything. So sometimes if it's an action scene, when you've got the action going in there and fitting in all those little cuts, you've got to stretch things out to just make sure everything's covered and it's not too fast that you actually see things. Well, something from the clip that we showed recently about when they hit the ceiling, you know, you use the time warp, but you can't just have them hit the ceiling, you don't see it. The gag is crashing into the ceiling, so you slow right for the ceiling hit. Yeah, you've gone fast to the ceiling, but then pause almost just so you get the gag of the crashing ceiling. Yeah, and responding. And so it's just in the timing of it all to actually get that to work, that it makes it, you get the action, you see what happened, and you get all the reactions. That's a challenge, I guess, juggling the pacing of the scene with that.
While you're constantly making it aesthetically pleasing. Right.
And do you feel the same way? Is there another challenge?
Well, I agree with Louise all the way, but also too, on top of everything else, we like to add our fantastic score, our music, on top of everything. So we don't want the music to overshadow the picture and vice versa, but it all works out in the end where it's just like this, we have this great, convergence of everything that comes together, and it really comes together really nicely. And I think that's the biggest success of the show, is like, have this whole creative freedom to like try different things and, just kind of work with what we have. And at the end of the day, everyone's very happy with it. So that's good. Yeah.
More than any other show, I feel like I've got huge creative freedom on this show because they really trust us. It's a lot of fun.
Well, it's very well respected and it's very popular and it looks great. I think we're about to wrap up. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add?
I would like to add something,
fantastic.
Too. I mean, we talk about the creative process, but also too, there's 3 editors and there's 3 assistant editors. And back to what Louise was saying earlier, it's kind of a family style in a sense. So we kind of feed off each other in a way of just like, hey, got an idea for this, or I like what you did there in that episode. How did you do it? That kind of thing. And so we all kind of bounce ideas off each other, and I think that's great because it gives a more relaxed environment, very creative environment. I feel like we're all artisans in a sense. We're all just there doing a thing, and we're just putting together a wonderful show. And I think it's all about teamwork and just working out things together. It all starts from the top and down through the cutting room for everybody. So it's great.
Well, it shows. It absolutely does. So, thank you, Charles,
Thank you.
Louise.
Thank you.
I appreciate you showing up, and we'll be back. We'll be back.
Nothing.
We'll be back shortly. Take care.
you.
Bye.